It has been a bloody, surreal summer. It really has. Olympic debacle. Again. Another weekend of grad parties for me. And, usual suspects. My friends are there. And every bloody weekend, there's a news story and something happens that we're just like, at least it gives us different things to talk about at these parties. So we had the opening ceremony of the Olympics. I've done a couple podcasts over the past couple months. Recently did one about the Olympics. Also did one about tolerance to some degree. And I did one on homophobia, if you do recall. And, using, the breakdown, homophobia, afraid of gays. And I said, I'm not afraid of gays. I'm scared of them. But anyway, I'll get into that in a little bit. We're going to tie some of these old podcasts in together. You saw it. I saw it. Another effort to destroy, denigrate Western culture and art. And interesting. Last week I did a podcast here talking about how that was one of the grand desires of the communists as well. And you watch things. You watch what they mocked. The Last Supper and painting. You've been familiar with the painting done by Leonardo da Vinci. It's in Milan. I'm head is bombarded with all these various different thoughts. I didn't say it right here. Isn't it interesting that the greatest art ever created by man? Okay, I'm sorry, you can't. Picasso, those eyes are great. Okay, but I'm sorry. Go to Rome and take a look at Michelangelo's Pietà and St. Peter's. Come on, man. And you're going to compare that to the utter shit that we see, the public sculptures that we see nowadays, the paintings that were done by the masters back in the day. They're all based upon religion. Is it a coincidence? Have you been in the Sistine Chapel? I've been to the Vatican. I've been to various different churches in Italy and Spain and other places around the globe to see what was created, what was inspired. My God, you're going to compare it to the utter dog shit we see today? To this crap that they call art inspired? It's disgusting. Disgusting. And it was by design. It was by design. And I can get back to my point from long ago, but I decided, I thought about it because, again, we talked about homophobia here on the program. How are you? Homophobic. I'm like, I'm not afraid of gay people. However, I'm going to be blatantly honest. Your culture overall is bloody disgusting. Phobia comes from, we say homophobic, phobia comes from phobos, which is the Greek word for being afraid. So I said, I'm going to come up with my own word. It's going to be homo idiastakos, which is disgust. Idiastiakos. Homo idiastiakos. I am disgusted with the gays and their culture. And I know they're not all like this, but I'm just saying that you should be revolting against this. Listen. Let's flip it to some degree here. Would it be appropriate if they had a bunch of heterosexual dancers? They grabbed strippers from a strip and had them dance like that for the Olympics, and then mock, a religion of 2 billion people. It's always interesting too. You go after, Christians always go after Catholics. It's funny. You didn't mock any other religions up there. You didn't mock Muhammad either. Now, did you also see as well some of this stuff going on? You had a picture Statue of Liberty beat up and bruised and shot. Um, it's ugly, is what it is. It's purposely ugly, and it's purposely there to shock you. It's not about unity. It's about this is disgust. And the funny thing is that they try to censor it after the fact. The backlash was so bad. So bad. And again, I got to be honest, I feel bad for the French people as well. You're telling me that they were overwhelmingly behind this? No, it's the same bullshit that we have in this country. Bunch of freaking elites. You had Macron coming out and praising it, for crying out loud. So it's the same crap. It's the same freaking left-wing elites like we have here in this country that dictate this crap. I mentioned most French people were appalled by it. They read some of the papers in and around Europe. I suggested not, again, a podcast not too long ago that, Greece should take over the entire Olympics in of themselves. They were disgusted. Italians disgusted. I mean, come on. And then they try to they try to censor the entire thing. They went on a rage because everybody was sharing this. And it was flying all over the place. Did you see this thing? Can you believe it? And then they were telling everybody because of, what was it? Copyright infringement. They were forcing social media to take the things down. Now, what do you think if it was loved, if it was beloved, do you think the Olympic Committee would try to have it taken down like that? No way, no how. They want as many eyeballs as they possibly can. And they actually even took it off their own website, for crying out loud. There was a, this is something I want to share with you as well. Again, one of my favorite television shows, one of the more intelligent shows ever made, in my opinion, is South Park. And they did, I remember when I saw this episode. This is going back to 2002. The show's been around for some time. I almost pissed myself laughing. I mean, I kid you not, it was hilarious. This is going back to 2002. Again, the show's been on. That was the 6th season of this show. And basically in the episode, there is a gay teacher at the South Park Elementary, and he wants to get fired. He wants to get fired, and he wants to sue. And he does it by being over the top, overtly, explicitly homosexual in front of children, just so he can sue the school and get $25 million in damages. But again, this is 2002. He can't get fired because all of a sudden, all the children's parents are falling all over themselves to appear tolerant of his homosexuality. The kids in the class are like, what in the world? This is impossible. I mean, I can't, you have to watch the episode, but again, it's over the top and just, the crap that's going on. Let me just say they have some Richard Gere moments there. And I'll just leave it at that. Some of the kids that don't go along with this, they're sentenced and they're sent to a tolerance camp, which basically looked like a Nazi concentration camp. And in the show, all the scenes are in black and white. It was like Schindler's List is how they ended up filming it. It was, honestly, it was a brilliant episode, 2002. Okay. You know what? You don't have to tolerate this crap. You don't. And it's about time you stop tolerating this nonsense. It's disgusting, for crying out loud. We all know it to be disgusting. We all see it. It's all there. Are you freaking kidding me? You got guys with beards. What the hell is going on, man? And end with this. It was interesting. Mainstream media didn't report on this. Paris had a massive blackout 24 hours after the Olympic ceremony, whatever you want to call it, debacle, disgusting display. The only lights that were on were of the Basilica of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, located at the summit of, basically it's a dome 200 meters off the river. It overlooks the entire city of Paris and its suburbs. It's the only building that had its lights on. And again, it was great to So they had a big worship ceremony. Christians got together the next day and acted appropriately. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.